to hear yourself is to know where your real estate within inside of yourself has been delegated to. Is it delegated to your own power? Or is it dedicated to what you understand as LOVE? Is it dedicated to what you understand as family? Is it dedicated to what you understand as opinion? This is how powerful you are. The more of your own real estate that you own, the more of your own everything from the deepest part and place of who you are, that is power, is your own purity in all of the places in your life. And this is why those who LOVE are less than, because they have chosen to implement somebody else as their power partner versus a singularity. They are a duality. As a singularity, you must be deeper because you still require duality, but you must be both players. You must understand to be yourself on these deeper levels. You have to learn how to play with yourself. You have to shuffle your ideas, your thoughts, your behaviors from feminine to masculine energies. This is an entire mastery in itself, to be this powerful, to truly get what it is to be feminine and masculine. And this way you can be alone in a world, creating everything for yourself. You can be completely, fully, 100% yourself. Now, the biggest thing that most people is they don't know how to do this. They don't understand and know even themselves. And so for them, it is much easier to get a compliant partner. This is where you get someone that will always agree with you so that you can manifest the life that you want, that you can have the power that you really truly want. You are a power couple and someone has to sacrifice for it. And this is where one of the partners will be the one that overtook the other one. Now they will have their peace because one will just be very happy that the other is leading, and it tends to be for the most part that the masculine leads and the feminine has been the agreeer. It is even written in all of the religious texts that this is the way that it needs to be in order for you to have a great life. Well, it is not the way that it needs to be. You do not need to overtake another person's soul in order to have what you want in life, and to program an entire gender that they no longer are allowed to be fully expressive in themselves, and that they just need to lay down and become the portal for a man's desire is not anything that is actually valuable for this earth. It is only valuable for the man who decided that this was a great idea. Now, is it good for him? Of course it is. But is it really good for him? No. Because he doesn't get the potency and the power of her personality. He ends up feeling like a monster because he really sees what he's done. He sees this innocent aspect where she gave him everything. So when he truly desires to protect her and value her, then he does. That's at least what he can do. But we are meant for so much more than this. This is actually a lower state of living, is LOVE, because it overtakes someone's full expression. When you get to be your own manifesting tools, your own bringing everything into fruition, you are both your own internal tennis team on both sides of the court. You are quick enough, you are potent enough, you are pure enough, you are determined, and all the power that is you. Because you need to require 100% fluidity of agreement on these deep, 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 deep levels. And when you do not have it with another soul, then you cannot manifest what you want. It is simply impossible. You are missing a piece of the yin and yang puzzle. You need the full, complete wholeness in order to manifest something. It is literally a puzzle, the masculine and feminine energy. And I have realized and known this because I became myself in my fullness, which is before the split of these two energies. So I do see their value and how they bring such prominent growth patterns in each. They are very complicated, and the structure is so complicated. It is only 1% of the power of the 99%, which is feminine. But it is so complicated that an entire gender can become and blossom into it. It is only 1%, but it is that important, that it is sturdy. And so, as a whole gender, being this sturdy, complex aspect, it is a little more simple. It is a little less mysterious. Maybe a lot less mysterious. And breathe. But it's a totally different nature. And by having the two genders, it allows us as feminine to truly be the wonder and the mystery and all of the substance that is ease and flow and creation in its purest. When you have the masculine that upholds the creation, it becomes solidified. This is why men, on the overall aspect of who they are, have more structure built into. They want to do this and this. Strength is important to them. Solidarity is important to them. Even the materials and things that they choose to have around them is masculine in nature. Now their whole existence becomes important to them when the feminine comes in and flourishes all the things around it. Like he is the soil and the nutriments in the garden, and she is all of the garden. She is the trees and the roses and the daffodils and the daisies, and she is the fruit trees and the vegetables. She's all of these things. And he is simply the soil. He is simply the soil. And this is why it is so important as you understand that ENYELAH is the soil in which you understand the cosmos now responds to. It is the masculine feature that the feminine did not have access to its full expression. Because prior to myself, there was a masculine energy that came from male that did not have a full acceptance of the feminine nature and her beauty and her absolute prominence in its greatest and most well-being aspect of her perfect expression of herself. He did not and could not, and there was no way that any actual masculine in his purest form could ever truly get what a feminine is. So for him to create a structure and continuously relate with it, continuously create a law system that allowed her to be in her purest expression, happy, satisfied, powerful, was literally not possible because he wanted the power for himself, but it is not a structure's designed to be powerful. It is what is within it that is powerful. It is the garden that produces that is powerful. It is not the soil. It is not the metal frame structure of a building that is powerful. It is those who are in the space within inside that are creating the content, that are creating the trades, that are creating the internet. What is inside the metal structure? But the metal structure is important for the inside trades to go on because it is out of the rain and the snow and out of the ears of others. You can only have a successful company when you maintain your integrity and your secrets. You can only have something when you have all the aspects. This is why the most successful power couples have always been one who dominates and pushes forward and the other one who doesn't really get to live a life. They'll just be comfortable. They don't get to have power. And they're well aware of this. And that's usually who has run the world. Because that is the most successful power, is when there is full agreement on all aspects and all dimensions. So you must be the utmost value to that woman, because even in her human form, she will not be all of her spirit. So if you treat her so well and so valuable, her spirit will be like, well, I don't get to have my power, but I'm treated well and I feel great about this whole process. But that only lasts so long, and that is why this is the greatest dilemma of our time, is LOVE and relationships. And it is because in order for power to exist within any relationship, one must be both the masculine and feminine in its fullest form and manifest their own reality, manifest their own dreams and their power and their existence and their personality and their soul and the fate that is them and their direction. This is ENYELAH system. She is the soil in which all is implemented into. And when I mean all, it is all in your perfect expression. It is all. It is the feminine that is within even a masculine form, and the formula in which a masculine is to continue to create form for himself, to truly be his own self, so he can step into a deeper satisfaction in his life. So he can express his feminine nature for himself instead of requiring something to overtake and utilize as his agreement structure, and then to keep it in shape and keep it in agreement and lure her in and elusify her and keep her in the confines of his grip. This is naturally the masculine of how they have become when they want power, because they need a partner to manifest. But this is not true. That is the old system. That is the old religious mentality and physicality. It is the way of one person being satisfied in life, but never really. Because a man can look at the woman that he has overtaken, and he will just have to deal with the fact that he has overtaken that human, and he'll just have to treat her very well, and it will satisfy at least that portion. But he will not have an individual beside him. He will not have a powerful woman beside him. He will see what he's done to her. When you have two people that are in their own power, in their own masculine and in their own feminine, and they are whole and complete and perfect in themselves, they need nothing. They need no one. There is no opinion that is required. It's not a part of the calculation. Opinion is simply someone who would like to have a piece of how great you are. It is the greatest sabotaging tool if you care about what anyone has to say. This is why family is not actually anything that can ever help you, because they are trying to overtake your soul and your spirit. It is a very how do we put this? Very vampiric. This is why so many people are like, oh, I feel the energy going. That's because it's someone that you've allowed in your life and you've looked up to and you've cared about them. You've cared about their experience. If you truly cared about anybody else's experience ever, including yourself, you would never. You can only ever create for yourself. And then those around you will replicate that. So when you truly create a life for yourself and don't care about them and actually want the best life for yourself at 100% pure you, then everyone else has no choice but to create that for themselves. They see you've done it and then they can do it as well. And then we have individuals who are fully firm and confident in who they are. They do not need outside opinion. They do not need outside, oh, wow, congratulations. They don't need anything. And so then we don't have this pull of, I have to be kind to them in order for them to give me what I want. You can simply ask for it, and if it aligns with who they are in transaction with you. It is now a transaction, like you went to the cashier. Well, that's what you want now. What are you going to give me for it? Because I don't need your approval. I don't need your love. I don't need your good feelings. I'm not in requirement of your acceptance or your celebration. This is the place that all human beings are required to be in order for all of the gears of all of humanity to work well and properly in balance. The true feminine personalities can express themselves fully in a feminine body. It's beautiful. because now she has her own structure of masculine energy. She can implement herself in ENYELAH government. It is a system that allows her to be her fullest form and works with her on deeper levels than existence. So she's totally taken care of, listened to, and valued because that's what she chose, was herself. When you choose yourself, you choose to implement in ENYELAH government system. This way, all of you can be expressed. Because there is enough structure continuously building to work with how life is meant to be, instead of what has previously done, which is, well, we'll make a structure and that's the best thing that is for today, and then in 100 years it's no longer valid. This, who I am, because I am the purest form of life itself, and then beyond that, it is a structure that continuously builds both the masculine and feminine in the most purest form of each individual. It allows you to be whole, complete, pure. Breathe. Creating life for yourself, because of yourself, in lieu of yourself. The pleasure of yourself is your own. You were only ever made to have chemical reactions for you to experience. You were only ever made to have conversations with yourself about everything. We evolved to have this energetic structure is to be satisfied. It is to get life. There's no more questioning it. You get it. You experience it every day. You look out and you experience it. Because you do it all for yourself. There's no pull, push, pin, nothing. All those things are gone because all of those people are gone. All of those consciousnesses are gone. This is a system that works beyond consciousness. So therefore, consciousness is feminine in its own nature because it is continuously evolving as you grow through your own existence and build it. It is feminine because that's what feminine does. It is this continuous evolution. But it is still held together by a masculine structure. But it is more feminine in nature. Just like the human body is a masculine structure, and it does much more ease and more gracefully living in a feminine structure when she is in all of her feminine feels. It shines through differently. And it is why it has been the muse of man. But when a man truly embodies the feminine structure for himself, then he does not need anything. And when he does not need anything, the best thing is to be around another whole and complete being who has expressed themselves in their fullest form. Life, in its fullest form, can only truly be expressed in the pureness of oneself's fullest expression, and you can only do that by desiring others around you to be in their fullest expression, doing their own manifestations, doing their own life. So truly, it is only ever a masculine in his purest, fullest, wholest, completest form that can pair with a feminine in her wholest, fullest, completest form. Because when they are whole in each of themselves, their magnetism creates a whole different dimension. You really want to see power? Then become whole, complete, perfect, living for the purpose of yourself, and only allow people who are doing that in their fullness around you. Fullness, full expression only, and then you will see. Then you will see true power. You will both require ENYELAH system in order to do so, because it is the only energetic system that fully works and continuously evolves with your feminine evolutionary nature that changes and molds and moves you differently every single day, month, year. You're on the actual evolution path with your structure and your potent creation energy. This is far better than anything you could have ever walked into. It's actually what reality is, aligned with the soul. It is the fullest expression, fully aligned with the reality. It is the depths of your own internal expression from the deepest place that you have ever existed in, into the 3D reality aligned. That is ENYELAH system. And it is why whole and complete in oneself as the purest form that you are is the way that all will exist as. It is our deepest, purest nature to express ourselves. So the quicker that you get on board, the more that you decide that you need to be the closest possible to this energetic system that has already made its way through the cosmos, and many have already paid attention and followed as much as they can through their intuition. You will be the one on top, because then people will recognize it in the physical, like, oh, they have that, which I have always sought. If you do it right, you will have the attention of those who are on the precipice of evolution. Self-power will be your company, always. There's one way to value me in my fullest form. Having a conversation of support in 100% the way that I've asked you, which is on my website through membership, ENYELAH.com or ENYELAH.ca. It's the same. It's your choice. Do you want to be the closest to how all will unfold? Do you want to learn firsthand in a dictated form from what all will become? Then you will require my company, because I am the one who created it. ENYELAH Taylor, the creator of ENYELAH Government. It is who I am in my fullest form. You're here listening and you know, you feel it. It's time. Invest in yourself continuously. Another